show, post show, post show, post show, post show, post show, a post show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sonic Boom Commentaries post show slash podcast slash the only thing Mike Pollock can hear.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. It's not.
I'm going to apologise to Mike again, because I think I apologised on the thing he can't listen to.
Yeah, well, now we've apologised on the thing you can listen to.
Yeah.
This is true.
Because it sounds like that's a good decision.
We've covered it. It's everything's fine. Mike's not going to kill us. He can do that.
He probably will.
One phone call and you're gone. You've been apologised.
And then he'll write a deeply inappropriate joke about you and post it to his own blog about writing jokes about dead people.
He's making his own content by offing off celebrities.
You know, most people in Evan Industries do actually make their own content.
This is true. But I'm going to ignore that fact and continue saying hello. So yeah, we three have just finished watching Fire in a Crowded Workshop. I think, as I said on the commentary, it's the title of that is a play on the phrase to shout fire in a crowded theatre. You'll have to look that up for details, but that's where the wording comes from anyway. So yeah, what did we think about that episode? Starting with who shall I start with? I shall start with France. Could we please have your votes? No, they're not there. Okay, we'll have Donnie instead. Donnie, what did you think of that episode?
At first, when I first saw the episode, I wasn't really that into it all that much. Mostly because I was half asleep, so I really couldn't. Like, I was half asleep when I saw it, so at the first time, so I really couldn't get into it all that much. But as I saw it again and time passed, I warmed up to it, and I could definitely see why everyone's loving that episode, and it's one of their favorites. Because it was actually really funny. Now that I, am more aware and conscious and not, about to pass out from fatigue at the time. But
I hear that being conscious does actually increase your enjoyment of a show.
Yes, indeed. But I liked the episode. It was actually really good. My biggest question is I'm actually torn about who the highlight is. Is it Styx or Knuckles?
I mean, Styx has a fighting chance? Good grief.
Styx is actually possibly the highlight for me this time.
But whose version of Styx is the highlight for you?
Every version of Styx, because that running gag just was brilliant.
That was actually a great way of showing a running gag within a 10-minute without killing it.
Yeah, it reminded me of the duck a bit.
Yeah, but that's because that went on. I mean, that went on. It was disagreement actually. I mean, we thought it went on too long, but then it went on even further and became good again because it had gone on too long. We're apparently in the minority with that.
Everyone just absolutely loved that joke.
Yeah, but we're in the minority in that people did think it went on too long, as opposed to us who sort of thought it went.
You loved it afterwards, but you just had to think about it for a while.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So that was a repeating a specific punchline that was repeated. Whereas this one was obviously it was a recurring joke, but it was different every time. And the fact that every single story was equally ridiculous, and actually had a very similar format. But in actuality, it was just all different things.
Yeah.
So we had the government, we had the government, we had aliens, and we had robots.
And then we just had screaming.
And then we just had Stick just screaming to the person.
Yeah, I told you about the screaming on my I made a chart by the way.
Yeah, actually, have you got that? I want to show you.
I made a spreadsheet because that's what I do with my life now.
Kat made an actual like chart that shows this all, and I'll put this on the actual episode as well because it's well worth saying. It's actually you say about going back to.
It may be biased though because I do believe that apart from the fact that Amy casts Percy as a villain and herself as a hero, Amy is more accurate.
I find it was interesting that for Percy, it was just a screech, because that shows that was literally all Percy could really understand of what Styx really said.
It's
nice.
even better. It's even better, Kevin. This was pointed out in the SSMB. Go back to Percy's version of Styx and watch Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles in the background.
Percy's Styx, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were someone the SSMB were arguing like how they were holding each other and in fear, and others correcting them saying that Knuckles did too. And
Knuckles is terrified.
Yeah.
Amy and Sonic are very clearly holding each other, and Amy and Sonic are also twitching and shivering.
I think, judging from what I'm seeing here, all three of them are holding each other. It's sort of a group hug of fear. So.
And I can't work out if the fear is due to Styx or if it's due to the fact that Percy didn't react normally.
In Percy's mind, that they're scared of Styx. But remember, Percy's story was Percy's version of the story, which initially you're really supposed to think is, oh, okay, the one from the outsider of the group is the one telling the truth. But then you actually get into Percy's story, and really Percy's story is just like how she's very, very brave and she can stick up for herself and she doesn't need anyone really. Which then ties in with the fact that the others were scared, but I wasn't.
Everybody's bigging themselves up.
But that is a really subtle thing though, because it's only in that close-up shot where that happens. Because before that, there's when Styx appears, and then there's the shot of her back, and then the group. Actually, the reactions are interesting because Amy is all like "eek," Sonic is "ooh," and Knuckles is actually sort of happy. but they're all separated out, and it's only after. It's only when Percy says hello, and they cut straight into the close-up of Styx screaming, that it then cuts back to the close-up of Percy with the other three sort of off-centre to the right, that you actually have them all grouped together. So you don't actually see them grouped together. It just sort of cuts between them spread out to them together.
Oh my.
Yeah, all of the stories were obviously wrong. Really nitpicky thing. If they put out the fire as they apparently put out the fire, they used the wrong fire extinguisher. Super nitpicky thing. But hang on a minute.
I'm still kind of curious. I'm still kind of curious just what exactly I still am kind of curious whose story was what actually did happen. Like, not so much who started the fire, but exactly like how they ended up there. Because we may never know.
Yeah, because this is how picky I'm being. Because they used a foam. I don't know why that really annoyed me. They used a foam fire extinguisher.
Clearly, the best version of the story is Knuckles' version.
Oh, yeah, nice Knuckles' was by far and away the best.
Nice breath.
Oh dear. So yeah, call me Ishmael Knuckles is
Call
such a
me
thing.
Ishmael.
Oh, Amy, you've
Moby,
forgotten what an
Moby,
arm is. This is an arm. And here's
Moby
the gift
Knuckles.
wrapping.
Moby Nux. There
Moby
you go.
Nux, indeed.
Knuckles in his own head is extremely beautiful. And
Moby
the
Nux.
ladies at the beach who were there in real life agree.
Moby Nux coming soon.
Knuckles is
here.
not lying to himself.
Indeed, but yeah. Indeed. When are we going to get the movie of that?
I have no idea.
I hope we can have more
Knuckles,
Knuckles is a sailor fantasy moments. We've got no.
I just want. Oh, I just want to see like an entire series done from the point of Knuckles' fantasy.
Dear.
Like in one, he imagines being Cameron Knuckles, and he just says, "Nah, that's not plausible."
Safety PSA: if you do have an electrical fire, use a CO2 or powder. There we go. I don't know why I'm so. Why I'm so.
Because
picky on
people can
that,
die.
but
That's why
it
you're worried.
was just like Amy's made it 1,000 times worse by using foam. You can
Yep.
use foam. It is highly unrecommended. It is better than water. At least it was water for the electrical fire. Because then we'd have the entire cast dead. And enough
Sonic
characters
foam.
have died in this series
Sonic
already.
Sonic foam.
So, oh boy. So yeah, as for where the fire realistically started,
Tails.
but we're not really sure. All of a sudden, it went from everything's fine to there's a blazing inferno.
Yeah, it didn't it would have caught on fire immediately if it really was Tails.
Also, sorry, Tails, but your workshop really needs some kind of fire alarm.
I guess what happened was Tails, the thing short circuited when they entered and all, but since it hadn't been used yet, there wasn't a need for it to activate. But as soon as they started using like the microwave and stuff, I think that's when it started to. I think that's when the short circuit kicked in, and that's when the fire started and ignited.
Probably.
I don't know. It's science.
But yeah. Anyway, so I mean, things that were definite was that their burger sucked.
Yeah, spontaneous combustion, I guess.
Their burger sucked. Everyone flirted with Percy.
Not Amy.
That's true. Sonic and Knuckles.
But that
both
would have been an
flirted.
interesting story.
I don't think they're that brave.
Well,
Yeah, how to fix Percy? The scarf not getting muddy is kind of a weird one. There's this mud flies everywhere, but nothing actually hits Percy on the head, except in the Amy version because she's taken it off, and it's on the rock, which is why it gets covered. That's a weird one as well.
wouldn't it be funny if it ended up that Styx had the right story?
That would. But I want to know what Styx is.
What was Styx actually thinking about Percy? What if Styx was completely normal?
What if Styx was there the whole time and we were just imagining things?
But perhaps you know what happens in Styx's version? Just like all four of them run up and start screaming about robots and the government and aliens, and Percy just like does "Grah!" or something, and then Styx runs off scared because there's aliens, because there's robot alien MPs coming to take your tax dollars. Because yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I kind of Yeah, all we know is at the very least, there was a pillow fight, there was the sucky mid burger, there was a scarf being washed. Percy had the broken arm or whatever. Her bike fell in the mud. Those are probably the only real canon things that happened.
All we know for sure is that the four of them were involved, and poor
Yeah,
Tails' place burned down.
yeah, and they didn't really care either way what
All
happened.
we know
because
is
of the
Knuckles
shot.
definitely put the scarf in the kiln.
This is true.
Maybe Knuckles putting the scarf in the kiln did something. I don't know.
Knuckles put the scarf in the kiln. It's canon.
Oh no, I mean, like maybe that was what caused it, like ignited the short circuit or something. I don't know.
There does seem there is this whole thing though of hey hey sorry Tails, we kind of incinerated your workshop,
It's okay.
and
Clearly.
it's just like but we've got an explanation for this as opposed to we're sorry. And then as soon as it's like Tails is deemed that it was the electrics went a bit weird because
Like,
of the
oh,
puzzle. It's
good,
like,
we're fine,
well
let's go.
we're out of it, and it's your own fault.
Okay, bye.
You guys are the worst friends. What we don't see is Eggman coming around and like helping Tails fix up the place, because as we all
Yeah.
know, Eggman is the best friend in this series.
The funny thing is, Eggman wasn't even in this
No,
episode.
No, it's apparently the second episode in which there is no Eggman.
there is no Eggman. Also,
The first
Mike
one
won't be
battle
listening to
boy
this.
bands.
God
Huh?
damn it!
Yeah.
Damn it all. Anyway,
We need to generate a mic.
any items any other positive items that you want to mention? I want to mention the perennial second banana.
I think Knuckles had the greatest lines.
Yes.
And he clearly has, the best version of events. Not the most accurate, but the best version.
That was that was probably another instance of Knuckles being self-aware.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just glad
Knuckles
we
is incredibly self-aware. That's why one of the things he talks about pretty much instantly is the thinking. The ability to think real good. Smart-wise.
Billy the think real good.
I'm just glad we got some Percy in the spotlight this time.
Yes, the character is finally here.
Percy
Yeah.
happened.
And there was only one of her.
Oh yes.
Who did the voice?
Cindy?
Did Cindy do
Kinda
the
did
voice?
sound a
or
bit like-
was it the voice actor from the actual video game?
Or Aaron? No.
No. Was it Cindy?
I'm
It
very
sounded-
sure it was Cindy.
Sounded like Cindy voice. That sounded like Cindy's voice.
I want that voice to just like as my alarm clock. Like, hey,
Okay.
just,
Wouldn't it-
hey,
would-
it's time to get up. Yeah, certainly.
You could always-
Anything
you
you,
could always-
say. Just
Here's the thing: though, the alarm clock would probably be mad-libbed.
any other highlights, guys? Any lowlights?
At least I'm just glad it ended on a good note for Tails again. He's had so many bad endings that it's great to see he's had two now.
His good ending was that his place burnt down.
Yeah,
But
but he
at
got.
least he knows who did it.
But it was Percy that flirted with him, so he got more of the women, I guess.
Tails the stud. Tails
Miles
gets all
stud per hour.
Yeah.
And to think there's still 9 episodes left.
Is it 9? Oh god.
Including the
yeah.
Fuzzy Puppies episode and the Cabin Fever episode.
That's true. Those episodes I've been waiting for like 2/3 of the series now.
Well, I mean, the good news is that way now know when they'll likely air. In mid-October.
They'll air sometime between now and the end of the series.
They'll likely air like in mid-October. They're the episodes that follow the No Robots Allowed one, which is the most recent one. The latest one we know based on the listings, and that's supposed to air on October 3rd. So the Fuzzy Puppies episode will probably air on October 10th, and the Cabin Fever episode will probably air on October 17th.
I admit to actually not watching that scene that was at Boom Con.
I also admit to not watching that scene.
Every time anyone says fuzzy puppies, I'm like, what the hell is going on? But
Puppies? I like puppies. Wait, you're talking about Sonic Boom? What the hell?
They also, one of the other scenes that they had was Translate This, the part where they were talking about the robot and Amy and
make
like,
it shut up or I'll die or something. Yeah,
Tails, you probably should shut that thing off because it'll tell us things about we should know. And like telling Amy, like Amy doesn't like telling Amy, like it was the first time we actually heard anything about Son Amy. It was that quote unquote Son Amy scene in Translate This where like where Amy was hiding her secret admiration for Sonic and all.
Well, yeah. So I think we pretty much confirmed at this point that Knuckles would really like. In Knuckles' fantasies, he gets all the girls, and I think this is the third time that he's fantasized about Amy showing an interest in him.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Take that, Sodomy fans! Nuxamy is here.
Nuxamy.
All the Nuxamy.
I'm just
Knuckles ship name.
Also, we've now got Knuckles and Harpoon from this episode as well.
Well, Moby Nux.
Sonic ship names.
Right, I'm gonna now.
Are there any names?
I'm now gonna throw this over to Donnie
Hi.
a little bit because speaking of Sonic Boom, we had an announcement from Sega regarding Sonic Boom Fire and Ice.
We did. We had an announcement from Sega.
Yes.
We did. I'm what?
About how the game's delayed.
But they didn't announce that. It was only through like retailers that it was getting hinted at that it was delayed.
Oh, god damn it.
They can't even announce that. They can't announce anything, really, can they? Unless there's a meme involved, they just can't. It's impossible for them. Okay, which ties in nicely with what I'm going to say in a minute.
Like what happened was that GameFly and Amazon Germany are both listing the game for a 2016 release. Like there's one has a placeholder December 31st, but it doesn't make any difference whether it's a placeholder. Like the year is more canon than the year is more of the actual release date than the December 31st. December 31st is a placeholder. I know people are constantly saying that the whole day is a placeholder though. But there's Amazon UK which is saying November 17th, 2015 release date. So I don't know. But either way, I think it's been saying that the whole time though, to be fair. But for some reason the game is now being listed for a 2016 release date on multiple a few retailers, so it's looking likely that the game may have been delayed, which would fit in with the whole lack of promotion, the whole deleting of the promotion for the Carl's Jr. and Hardy's promotion that's supposed to be happening next month.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Six Dames just not that long ago tweeted, which is the thing I was mentioning. Wait, how can Boom 2 be delayed when that food place announced tie-in toys for October? Get your toys in October for the game, coming next year.
Well, we have the TV show.
Yeah, but they're specifically tied to
Sort
Fire and
of.
Ice.
For a short while.
Yeah.
They're specifically branded thing that isn't out for,
I'm disappointed.
For 3 months or so.
So you think some people might think they're inaccurate, but it's just for two retailers now to have 2016 release date. See, comes
Well,
off
it's
as
actually
odd.
still on their website, very explicitly saying.
Yeah,
But if
they
you've looked
know
at the Carl's,
something we don't.
if you've
yet.
looked at the Carl's Cool Kids website, do you want to look at one of the most ancient-looking websites on the internet?
Maybe.
It's so relaxing in how ancient it is.
Yes, but what's the point of going to the Space Jam website now?
I was talking about the Carl's website,
Oh right, that too.
but I'm going to go to the Space Jam
Yeah, the
website.
Space Jam website. I never said that.
But yeah, like at this point, is it safe to say that nothing's gonna get announced anymore?
Well, we've heard nothing about this game.
Since June.
Yeah, really. There was like, oh, there's the game.
We've heard nothing really about Boom from anyone official for pretty much the whole year.
I
Like
wouldn't say that
everything
so much,
Boom related.
but certainly the last 4.5 months.
Yeah,
It's
we-
are they that concerned about it over there that they're just not gonna
Ah, it's beautiful.
mention it at all?
Everything we know about Boom at this point, like about Fire, well, not so much about Fire and Ice, but about the cartoon, it's been pretty much the fans. The fans tipping off each other about, the fans tipping off each other and all the sites about any findings they may find about a retailer listing or etc. It's ugh.
So, Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice may or may not be delayed. Then again, it may or may not be made. It may or may not be being released. We don't know. Sega haven't said anything.
As always.
As always, except... Which brings this on to what I was going to say. And oh boy, be glad this wasn't recorded, like, at the time. There would be a very long rant at this point in time as to how shoddy Sega's PR has become. I know the people who were Sega's PR. They are among the best in the industry. They no longer work for Sega. Boy, does it
They need
show.
to go back.
Okay, so Sega Europe, who I think consist of about... I think they consist of about 3 people and a filing cabinet that has a name tag at this point in time. Sega Europe sent out a press release to let everybody know that Sonic Boom was the #1 show on Boomerang in the UK. It's like, we're a success! Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Sega, can you imagine what a success it would have been if, I don't know, you let anyone know that the series was on that channel in the first place?
Same with Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Maybe this was the test.
But this is specifically bad, okay? Because there's precious little, really, that SOE have to worry about nowadays in terms of press releases. It's bread and butter stuff for the industry, okay? It's like, you want to let people know what's going on, you do a press release. You can't rely on word of mouth from the community to somehow get back to people.
Yeah, word of mouth alone is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
We're not real
is not enough
humans. You need to talk
convince-
to real humans, guys.
Yeah, word of mouth is not enough to convince a very busy writer, very busy journalist for a online publication to take time to go and look up this thing about, oh, there's a TV show for whatever, it's on this other channel. You do a press release, they can at least put the press release up because all the details are in there, and then put something up, and then you've got coverage, and then people know, and the information spreads, and that's why it's called PR.
Yep.
Okay? That's why it's called PR. That's why it's called marketing. That's why. That's what people are in there for. So they can do one for this, but they can't do one to actually go, hey, we've got a TV show in the first place. It absolutely boggles my mind that they can go, yay, we've got a success, but not actually contribute to that success by actually informing their own audience, informing the people that would be interested in the product, informing people who can spread the word and promote that product to make it a bigger success, which will then reflect well upon the brand that it is attached to. Why, oh why, are they utterly, implicitly, comprehensively in fucking capable of doing this? Whoever's in charge over there, what the absolute fuck are you doing? Wake up! You know, it's not like a little thing like, oh yeah, we're going to like a little digital title or something that just went out or something. It's a freaking TV show. You don't lose a TV show down the back of the bloody sofa. People know. Jesus. And that's me after several days. You can imagine what it would have been if it had been at the time. But that is literally the first thing that's come out of SOE's mouth about Sonic Boom as a TV series. It's like, hey, we've got a successful TV series. You have a TV series? Sure! Yes, we do! I guess it's here. We're not going to actually tell you how to get it or anything like that either. There's a show, it's there, it's to do with stuff, things happen. I think there's a badger in it. It is unreal how bad. From, I don't want to say top down to the part where the actual people who work on the show start. From there on, they're doing a fantastic job considering what they've been lumbered with. Absolutely.
What,
fantastic.
This series?
The series, the people who work on the series. The people that actually, benefit from it though, ultimately, nothing. Nothing at all. Because, heck, it's not like we don't need any really good, ongoing promotion, because it's not like we've got anything else tied to that brand coming out. Oh wait, did we just talk about Sonic Boom Fire and Ice? Don't we want to attach some extra oomph to that? That's probably the only reason why we even got that press release.
Oh boy.
It's because we need to say so because the Sonic Boom game coming out. Have we got anything at all that we can say? There's a TV show. Is there? Wow. Wish someone had told me that. It's just that noise just for the next 20 minutes.
It's like an earthquake.
Like I say, used to be absolute best in the industry. Really, really were. Won pots of awards for it.
TSSC is now their PR, I guess. Because we
Compare
have all that
to
ratings.
5 years ago, and boy, is that some leap.
Because now we have all the ratings news. We have, the stuff about the retailer, like the possible delay. TSSC is basically the PR now for Sega at this rate. At least for Sonic. Says a lot, really. Yeah.
Right. Oh boy. Anyway, Kat,
Yeah,
do you have a drawing?
I'm just finishing it up.
Awesome sauce. I apologise, everybody.
It's not any good, but
Nonsense. We will be the judge of that. I apologise, everybody, but it's so frustrating
oh,
for just seeing and knowing how it used to be. As anyone within the community would probably be able to tell you who's been around, you know, who's been around for, since 2007, let's say. They know how Sega normally operates in terms of promotion and how it used to be and communication. And I don't know what's happened, but they have literally forgotten how to communicate, not just with the community, but with press, with places. And it's just like, how is this gonna work with you from now on? I really have no idea. I blame Donnie.
Oh.
hey,
Well, I mean, I'm currently the PR now.
Yeah, Donnie. It's Donnie. Everyone's distracted by all of Donnie's videos. Sega, this is why. Donnie, what have you been? While we wait for Kat to chuck us the link, Donnie, what have you been putting out recently on YouTube? You person of great turnover of videos, you.
Sonic Spinball Beta.
You're still doing Spinball Beta.
It should be done this week, and then it's gonna. I haven't even. I already have the following weeks set up. So I usually record like 2 weeks in advance. So the next 2 weeks are usually scheduled. But the next week's videos are scheduled, and there's also more Plague Inc. Evolved, that game that no one really watches at LP because of how bad I can't. Like, the quality is just beautiful, but just loads of videos and covering of stuff. It's so lovely. Other than that, I've just been dealing with Mario Maker, playing that a lot, and also Tokyo Game Show coverage, because help me.
never. You are doomed.
Tokyo Game Show every year.
Wandered of eternity.
Tokyo Game Show is basically the E3 for Sega now at this point.
Something about Nina. I don't know.
Where are we going with this?
Dead people.
I see dead people.
Are you walking around like normal people?
I still don't know where we're going with this.
Neither do I. What that lead to it?
Guys, what are you whispering about?
I don't know.
Please don't whisper. It hurts my throat. Which hurts even more after that rant. I think I've taken my rant crown back from you, Donnie, from last week, from 42.
I have a rank round.
Oh no, 42. What 42 pre-show's called Donnie Unleashed. Because you start snapping at everything, start having a go.
I don't remember that.
No, you had a go at things, and like it was terrible and it was pathetic and like.
I don't remember any. I don't even remember anything I said last week, to be honest. That's how much. That's how, like, I must have been half asleep or something when that happened, because I don't remember anything that I said last week.
There is an absolutely fantastic line in that, which is something along the lines of, I guess we'll hear when Sega tell us something about that, or when the episode does a certain thing, and then there's about 5 seconds, and then you just go, except when they won't. It's just,
I don't remember.
It's a very pithy, like comeback, pithy follow up to it. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I must have been like having a hangover or something. I don't know what.
Yeah, no, but you started sounding off on things, my friend. It was
glorious.
it was glorious, actually.
I had to have been half asleep then, because I don't remember anything.
If I remember rightly, I ended up apologising or rather, I ended up confirming that it wasn't me this week.
Oh, that's right. I remember. That's right. I remember you saying that, but I don't remember like. I remember you saying that, and I was like, "Huh?" or something like that. I don't remember. This is how much I would like. I've officially lost track of everything in terms of the Boom commentaries. If you haven't guessed.
Aww.
So.
Look at the Donny.
Where's this link before my throat goes?
Well, I haven't actually finished the picture yet. I thought that was what I'd managed to communicate, but apparently not.
Oh, sorry. How far are we away from finishing?
Not that far away, but it might be an idea to just say goodbye and then like tune back in.
Yeah, we didn't. You don't want to overdo your voice in your throat.
For the purposes of going out on a bang.
For the purposes of going out on the bang, get a drink.
Purposes of going out on the bang, we'll say
Drink
we'll say
something.
goodbye for now. As look at this awesome
Okay, bye.
picture of Tails. Actually, can you describe what you've drawn?
You said something to me before about Colleen hijacking Tails' plane.
Yes.
Was the thing that you sold me, and I've tried to draw that.
I can honestly say it is.
But I had some interesting troubles in finding pictures of Tails' plane. Because you know what? This orange plane is not very popular, and the most pictures I could find of it are of the toy. Which, of course, is not very helpful. Because the toy has different proportions.
The ones that the two times I can think of there being sort of long shots of the plane where it's sort of like stationary with detail would be the bit where they do the they cover it with sand, like do it's a sand sculpture, and in the scene with Swifty the Shrew.
Swifty the Shrew?
Swifty the
Radical speed.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do the cutest version of Radical Speed.
Oh my god.
Radical speed.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I just murdered
Thank you,
people.
5-year-old
Actually.
cats. Will
Kawaii desu.
No.
thank you, person on Twitter, who's just
What?
messaged. Hence the noise.
Kawaii Swiftu.
There we go.
Swifty the Y.
Swifty the Shrew. Anyway, so there's the picture for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Who's next week?
Metal Sonic.
No, not Metal Sonic. We're not doing Metal Sonic in this show. In the drawings, rather.
Oh, you meant the drawings. I thought you meant the
Yes.
episode.
I'm assuming it's probably Styx next week
Probably Sticks.
as the last of the 5 main characters, not including Eggman.
Eggman doesn't count.
Eggman's his own division of character. He is the Eggman class.
He is the Eggman. That's what he is. He is the Eggman.
He
Yeah,
is the Eggman.
I can't make that rhyme
What
anymore.
he is the Eggman. He's got the evil ham.
Not anymore, he's eating it.
Oh.
Evil.
Which is tasty. Right. Okay.
So.
For now,
Until
Nowsies.
next time.
For nowsies, we'll say goodbyesies.
Yes. Yes.
Wait.
Bye.
Yes.
Guys.
We will say goodbye.
I have no idea what you said then, but never mind. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like. Especially do a like if you like Cat's drawing. Please put comments down. We will read them out in the pre-show. And there are other ways to communicate questions to us, but I would recommend probably doing
The thing that we
Twitter.
like. Do the thing that we like.
Do Twitter at last min continue. Because I'm not sure when Jamie's back from holiday, so we wouldn't get any other questions. But please do that. Please do leave your comments. We do love reading them out. So until that time, say goodbye, Kat.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Donny.
Bye.
Say goodbye, imaginary friend.
Bye.
Like my imaginary friend's got an imaginary friend now. But I'll see you next time as well. I'm sorry, but I'll be there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.